Hey, what's up, everyone? So, in today's class, we're going to talk about the best supplements for vegans to build muscle, all right, or just get jacked, all right. So, we're going to go over some of the supplements that I personally take when it comes to building some muscle mass. And and here's the thing: there's just a few things I do want to say before I go deep into this. And number one is that a lot of the supplements that I'm going to recommend, it's not 100%, it's not necessary because a lot of people feel that if you go vegan, you have to take supplements. And this is not true. The supplements that I'm even showing you now versus that I'm showing you now isn't necessary for me to be like alive as a vegan. Like you can be alive and be healthy and well on a whole food plant based diet, but you don't have to take supplementation. Now, by taking supplementation, this does give you a small of an edge. Okay, especially if you're a natural athlete and you're trying to put on a lot of muscle in the most optimal way. So here's some of the things that I personally take. Um, there's only one thing I like to show too before I go into all the supplements is like the B vitamins because I know a lot of people say that you can't get B vitamins as a vegan. You can only get it from meat, and this is something that's very misconstrued. Just because a lot of people who eats meat don't know a vegan lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that's really funny is that when meat eaters talk to vegans, they're talking to us like we never eaten meat before, while majority of vegans used to eat meat. We used to believe in the same hype that you believed in. There is a particular reason why a lot of vegans switch from an animal-based diet to a vegan diet, and most of it's not always just the ethics. It could be also for health reasons as well. For me, it was for both. Now, when it comes to B vitamins, going back to that, this I mean, you could supplement it, right? But what I do is this right here. It's the Anthony's nutritional yeast. Okay, so it's a fortified food. It tastes like cheese. You can see like you can put it like as a seasoning. You can make actual cheese with it. You can throw it on salads, throw it on your popcorn, things like that. And if you look in the back of the nutritional facts, you can see right here where it says daily value. Okay, and if we go down to the micronutrients, where you see the big numbers like B1, thiamine, or riboflavin, B2, your niacin, B3, your B6, your B9s, also your B12s, it's all like above its daily value. It's more than 100%. So, for example, B12, just to give you an example, you get about 400% of your daily value. That's four times more of vitamin C, of B12 that you actually need. And one serving is only 2 tablespoons, which is 16 grams, okay, which is not a lot. So, this is one of the vegans' secrets when it comes to getting their B vitamins. And one thing, and some people might even say, well, it's not bioavailable and stuff like that. It doesn't absorb well. Again, like this is not true. Like I feel that people like to just try to say things to discredit a diet or a lifestyle, but the reality is that you're not seeing on the news with people like being malnourished from vitamin B deficiencies as a vegan. It's not common. What's common is if someone's have a deficiency, they're more likely they're just on a poor diet. It's not vegans and meat eaters. It's just overall that person is just following a poor diet. And since there's more people who consume meat, you'd be surprised how many people who's actually deficient in B vitamin when it comes to vegans versus animal based. Okay, but just to give you an example, when it comes to these type of deals, what I like to do, and I showed videos of this before, but I'll definitely show it again. It's not really a problem for me, but I do get the proper B vitamins that I actually need to make sure that I'm like everything's good to go. And I'm just going to try to pull it up as fast as possible, so you can understand where I'm coming from. So if I can bring it up, let me see if I can. I'm trying to see what it look like. It looks like I need to sign into it to my medical stuff, so I won't be able to show you today. But I showed it in previous videos. I don't want to be playing with this phone and stuff like that while I have y'all live. But then let's go into another supplement, creatine. So creatine is one of those supplements that I like to take. The one I personally take is the Sun Warrior Active Creatine. Okay, now when it comes to creatine and vegans, if you're living a plant-based lifestyle and you're trying to get away from animal-based products, you can get creatine from meat, obviously, but you can also get meat. You can also get creatine from supplements. Now, I don't hear this a lot, but I did hear this before, and obviously this person was on an animal-based diet, and they thought that the creatine that all creatine is made from meat, and this is not true. Like there's creatine that can be meat that can be synthetically made in a lab, and this is like one of it. Okay, so it's like you can get like good high quality creatine synthetically made or pharmaceutically made, and it's good for vegans. So and Sun Warrior is a vegan company. So this is how you can get it. Now, is there creatine that is made from meat? Yes, there is. There is creatine that is made from meat. So if you're plant based or vegan and you're trying to get your supplements vegan, then you want to make sure that where the source of the creatine is mostly synthetically made or pharmaceutically made. Okay, that's going to play a significant part when it comes down to that. Now, a good thing about creatine is one of the oldest supplements, has one of the longest studies or the biggest studies when it comes to athletic performance. So it is a supplement that actually works. It helps with brain connectivity. It also helps with you know sport performance, helps with muscle mass, helps keep your muscles hydrated as well. So it really plays a significant role in a lot of things, and it's something that I highly recommend. When it comes to creatine and the intake of creatine, there's multiple ways of doing it. Now, some people might have heard of loading phases where you start off with like a small scoop and then you build yourself up all the way up to five grams within a week or a month or something like that. I just personally say just take 5 grams, which is mostly a scoop of creatine, and just do it every single day. If you especially if your goal is to build muscle mass, and so that means if you're working out 3 to 5 times out of the week, you know, take it every day, even on your rest days. All right, and you're going to find some great benefits when you do that. Okay, as long as you have creatine running through your system, you're going to get the most benefits out of it. And as well, if you're doing creatine, make sure you keep yourself hydrated and drink a lot of water. Okay, that's another thing you want to do as well. Don't just take it and not drink a lot of water. Water plays a significant role as well when it comes to building muscle. Okay, and just overall wellness. Another supplement that I take as well is going to be this one right here, um, protein. Let's get into it. So when it comes to protein, another favorite is going to be from Sun Warrior, your organic active protein. All right, 100% plant based. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to the vegan proteins, make sure you're getting it non-GMO, also organic, because it's going to play a significant role in the quality of foods, and it is a food. Some people do get lost when it comes to food quality. They don't focus too much on it. They want to get, they get organic foods or organic fruits and vegetables, but then their supplements, they're getting things that's just trash. It's like it's very conventional and has a lot of synthetic chemicals and artificial ingredients and things like that. And I always say, like, it's a little weird that some people are so focused on the actual food intake of getting that organic, but then when it comes to their supplementations that they take and ingest every single day, they're not focused on the quality of that. And you should, if your quality of the real foods is organic, but then the supplements isn't, it's kind of backwards, because you have to remember these products are processed and the protein is isolated, so it's more concentrated. You know what I'm saying? So it does play a little bit different in your body when you consume something that's more concentrated versus like an actual food. You know what I'm saying? So I will always say, if you're very focused on organic items like fruits, vegetables, and other types of foods, then your supplements should be just as good, high quality. It should have a high caliber as well. Now, here's the cool thing. Now, when it comes to the Sun Warrior products, and I'm just saying this to help y'all out. I do have an affiliate link, okay, so y'all can get 15% off. And this is stuff that I take personally every single day. Okay, so when it comes to the creatine, I'm a big fan of the Sun Warrior creatine because the quality and the caliber of the product. Same thing with the Sun Warrior organic active protein, big caliber. I really love the product. So if you want the link for that, I can send you the link so you can get 15% off any Sun Warrior product. Okay, but it is something that I do take every day. Now with the protein, right now because I'm bulking, I don't do a lot of shakes. Okay, because I can get a lot of protein from foods. Now, what I usually do with the protein though is if it's I'm technically using it, but I'm not using it in shake form. I will make pancakes because lately, since I'm bulking, I'm doing a lot of pancakes, right? You kind of need to get those calories in. So I'll use something like this. And the good thing about this is that the flavor system is really good, especially the chocolate and the vanilla. It's really good. You can cook with it. And man, when you make pancakes with this, it especially chocolate pancakes, it literally tastes like cake. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's really good, but at the same time you're getting a lot of your protein in. And then the cool thing about this, it also has added BCAAs in there, so you can get the proper amino acids that actually helps building muscle, which is leucine, isoleucine, and valine. These are the three primary amino acids that actually helps with building more muscle mass. And then it also has like some minerals in there as well, because the what people don't realize is when like certain protein powders, especially like whey or something like that, whey protein is just whey protein, and even though it has a high absorption rate, there's no like, excuse me, no fiber, no vitamins, no extra minerals. It's very isolated. Versus with plant-based protein, you can get extra vitamins and minerals in it as well. Okay, because the powder is made from fruits and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? So you can get extra benefits. And most powders like this one has dietary fiber in it as well, so it's good for your gut microbiome. Okay, so fiber is a good thing. It's not bad for you. Fiber is really good, especially for your gut. Now, some of the vitamins and minerals, and I can read some of it off, if y'all like. But some of the vitamins and minerals has is like, first let's talk about the probiotic enzyme blend. So it has about 160 milligrams of that, and that's really good because that's going to help with digestion and also with gas and bloat. Okay. Then it has a mineral blend, which is organic sea salt. So that's going to help with electrolytes. Okay, it's going to help with transportation of nutrients and keeping your body hydrated. Then we have a botanical blend, and this is one of it is tart cherry. It has maca root extract, and now maca root is really good because it helps with stamina. All right, and it plays a little bit of a role in sexual stamina as well. It has organic turmeric in it, so that and some black pepper, so that's going to also help with some inflammation. All right, so this is some of the benefits this has. Then you also have some potassium help with like cramping, and then it's made with organic pea protein and organic brown rice protein and organic pumpkin seed protein. So this is really good too with that blend because now you're getting the complete amino acid profile in that protein. okay? Because plants do have amino acids, but it's the combinations of different types of plants that's going to build a full, complete. You know, I hate using the word complete protein incomplete, but it does. If you have an abundance of different types of foods or certain foods combined together, it will have the enough amino acids to make it complete. Okay. So this is why they did that with this one, so you can get that full complete protein or getting the full amino acid profile in it as well. So again, if you want the link, I can go ahead and post it into the chat, so y'all can have that, and then I can do that for you. Now I'm just going to go ahead and read some questions off. What are all the supplements behind you? Those supplements is Clean Machine supplements, and I will go into that a little bit later in the video. Also, we said, let's see, I think, how many grams of creatine I take? 3.4 grams of women's best. I tell you the truth, I never really heard there should be a difference between men and women. I mean, I've always heard, and from what I've read, it was always 5 grams. I never seen anything really diversifying it. If it was for a man and women, if women should take less and men should take more. But from what I've read, it was just in general. It just said you should always take 5, and even on the product, it doesn't say anything less than that. It just says 1 scoop, and that's it. So I would say bump it up to 5 grams and see how it works. Like the only time I would say that you might want to take less is really if someone says woman's best is the brand name. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, creatine's creatine. I mean, I don't think it really matters who's from. But overall, at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to make about the whole creatine thing is that I would just do 5 grams. And if you feel that you're bloated taking 5 grams of creatine, then maybe reduce it down to like 3.5 or half, and then try to build yourself up through the time period of taking it. Okay, because some people do complain about bloating. I remember I used to take creatine monohydrate, and it used to bloat me, but now it doesn't. Okay, and when it did bloat me, I did take this other type of creatine called creatine creatinine. But from what I've read, monohydrate actually has the better benefits of when it comes to sport performance and building muscle mass versus like the alternatives that's out there. So that's the only thing I could say about that. Now let's go into since someone asked about the products behind me, the Clean Machine products, let's get into that. So another product that I take is on a consistent basis is going to be some BCAAs. Now this one's from Clean Machine. Now some of the benefits about the Clean Machine products and their line is that very very similar to Sun Warrior, like very high caliber sports supplement line. A lot of stuff is organic with or it's non-GMO or uses organic ingredients. But the only difference between Sun Warrior and Clean Machine is Clean Machine. They're trying to be they're more innovative with the products. Not trying to put down Sun Warrior. 'Cause I'm a big fan of Sun Warrior. But with Clean Machine, they're more innovating. And when I say innovating, meaning that they make products that a lot of companies don't make make the same. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, for the clean BCAAs, how they get their branched chain amino acids is from sunflower seeds, coconut water, and I used to know this in the back of my hand, but I kind of forgot. It's been a while, so just stay with me here. Coconut water, sunflower seeds, and I believe there's one more. Or maybe that is it. Yeah, it's just that. Yeah, it's just that. So it is. It's just some organic coconut water, and non-GMO sunflower seeds. Okay. Oh, Oh, and non-GMO, well, organic coconut water and sunflower seeds, and then non-GMO corn. So that's what they use to get the BCAAs. And again, with BCAAs, just like a lot of other branched chain acids that's out there, a lot of them uses the three primary amino acids, which is leucine, isoleucine, valine. These are the primary ones that help with building muscle. And then another thing about this is that this uses natural flavoring, and not like the bullshit natural flavoring, like, you know what I'm saying, like it's like very natural flavors, like for real, from real food. Okay, so now when it comes to loading with the BCAs, and they have different flavors, they have like lemonade, watermelon, fruit punch, even unflavored. My favorite is the unflavored. Okay, and they're both the same. This is both 30 servings, so this looks like it's smaller, but it's the same amount of same serving amount. It's just that this is a little bit bigger because it does have like flavoring in it. So the mass or the volume of the powder is a lot more versus this is more concentrated. But I like the unflavored because if you're someone like myself who takes like pre workouts that has flavoring in it, for example, like this, um, I don't need like too many different flavor systems going on. So if I want to calm it down, I'll probably take something like this. Oh, sorry, something like this. That like this is like a pre-workout, and then take this and stack it, and then I'll take that together. Now, when it comes to BCAA loadings, it depends on each individual. And I want to tell you the truth. I tried multiple ways of doing it. I tried like putting in a gallon of water and simming it throughout the day, but I got tired of that because it felt like whatever flavor I was putting that in there, it's like I'm drinking a gallon of it, you know. So it's like if I put lemonade in it, it felt like I was drinking lemonade the whole entire day, and it's just like tiring for me. Um, that's why I just drink water. I could drink water all day, like it's no problem. But I can't drink something that's flavored all day. You know what I'm saying? I could just drink a small amount. So when it comes to the loading systems, do what you prefer. That's best to get it into your system. That's as much as I can tell you. Um, what I usually do, and this is honest truth, I take about 2 to 3 scoops of BCAAs. So I'll probably do like 2 scoops of unflavored, 1 scoop of flavored, and then maybe 1 or 2 scoops of pre-workout, depending what pre-workout I'm taking. And then I'll blend that, and then I throw in the creatine, and then I'll take in the glutamine powder, which I'll show you all that later. I'll throw that in there, mix it all up, and that would be my pre-workout drink. And then I sip on that throughout the workout. Okay. And that's how I usually take it, and then I'm done for the day. Um, and the thing I forgot about the creatine, because I know someone might ask this, is that people might say like, isn't it better to take creatine like after your workout? By studies and textbook, yes, but it's not like that much bigger of a difference. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're taking it every day, and like I said, if you take it on your rest days and stuff like that, the significant changes is very minute. It's very small, but by textbook, it is better to take the creatine after. It's just with me, with these sport drinks and stuff, I'm a type of guy just like, hey, I'd rather take it during my workout and then I'm done with it. You know, I don't want to be thinking about more supplements and shit throughout the day. I just want to drink water and eat food. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. Now, someone did ask a question before I move forward. Someone did ask a question. Stream said, "Have you ever worked with someone that has Crohn's disease? And if so, could they build up their body without having exercises that messes up their body?" Well, here, yes, I have worked with people with Crohn's disease. Now, when they had Crohn's, the exercises really never messed up their body. That was never an issue with those individuals. The what messed them up was the fiber intake. It was more of the food that they were eating and getting flare ups. And if they got the flare ups, then that would mess up their exercise performance because they feel like shit. They get IBS, their energy is low, they feel sick, and obviously that plays a role in the in their sport performance because they're not feeling good. You know what I mean? But never had someone who just felt like crap from a workout or a particular exercise. Never, that was never the case. It was usually what they ate. So for example, I had one student that she had Crohn's, and and she was vegan, and the problem was that she wanted to work out better, but she would have constant flare-ups. And look, previous before she started training with me, her name was Shannon. She was eating crap. Okay, she was eating a lot of foods that felt more comfortable because it had less fiber. Because like having a high fiber diet for someone who has Crohn's will give them will persist into flare ups. Okay, but it's kind of those things where it's like it's going to sound weird when I say this, but it's one of those things where it's like fiber is good with you is good, but if you have Crohn's, it's kind of bad. And it's a balancing act because the problem is that it's not someone who has Crohn's to reduce fiber intake. Like obviously they need to follow like a low fiber diet. That does play a role, but it's not something that you should just ignore and just focus 100% fully on that. The goal that I had with Shannon, her name's Shannon Corden. The goal I had with Shannon Coleman is like this. I was like, you have to eat cleaner because if we focus on a lot of foods that has zero fiber, it's not really building up your gut microbiome because the whole point of the Crohn's disease is because your gut microbiome is very weak. It's so weak that it can't even process fiber. So we need to make the gut microbiome a lot stronger. So what we did is that she was doing an average of 5 to 10 grams of dietary fiber a day, and she was eating like very highly processed foods and junk food, and she wanted to lose weight as well. So what we did was we swapped her out to a whole foods plant-based diet. We follow a low-carb diet protocol, but at the same time, we slowly added more fiber to her diet, And was there flare-ups throughout that process? Yeah, we had a few, but they only last for like 1 or 2 days, and we knew that was her limit. And then when we saw that there was a limit, then we kept her on that fiber, that like the increase of the fiber intake there until her body would get accustomed to it, and then we kept on going higher. So we went from like literally from 5 to 10 grams of fiber all the way up to 32 grams of fiber, maybe even 35 grams of fiber on some days, where that's actually the recommended amount for the standard American. And she felt better. She was able to get more greens and more vegetables into her diet. She had more access to eat more diversity of different types of plant-based foods, but she had to be very hyper focused on how much dietary fiber she was actually getting, and she lost some weight, so she was actually very happy with that. So hopefully that answers your questions. Then we have another one. I don't know if this was a question or just a statement. Let's say I use amino acids, creatine, and whey protein isolates. What am I missing, champ? Pre-workout, I do concentrated coffee and banana. Got me. I'm doing bodybuilding. The thing is that I feel like the pre-workout again, and you must have came in a little late, but again, when it comes to bodybuilding and stuff like that, like if you're doing coffee and you feel fine with that, and you're doing bodybuilding and you're doing your bananas and stuff, from what I'm seeing, is fine. You know what I'm saying? I think it's totally fine. Now, me personally, obviously I'm vegan and stuff like that. I think the only thing I would switch out is maybe the whey, and swap it out with something that's a little bit better, maybe like a plant-based protein. Because I've been in the bodybuilding industry for over a decade already, and I've even noticed a lot of bodybuilders who still consume meat are switching over to plant-based proteins because they complain that when they take the whey protein for a long period of time, they start getting IBS, they start getting stomach issues, and this is from bodybuilders. And I want to be honest with you. like people who you have to think about, like certain people lifestyles, and bodybuilders are one of those type of athletes that nutrition is a big thing, and these guys really follow nutrition to the T. Like if you're talking about who tracks their nutrients the most and who's very accurate with that, bodybuilders, y'all. They're very accurate, and it means some bodybuilders, their diet might be boring. You know, some bodybuilders are very diverse with their diet. Some bodybuilders, like myself, we're I'm very diverse and very health orientated with the foods as well. But overall, one thing that I know bodybuilders do have in common is that they're very strict with food, and they're very dialed in, and they track everything they eat. You know what I'm saying? And for hearing that from a bodybuilder who consumes animals, and like I said, I've been in the industry for a long time, over a decade. I mean, you can see all the trophies in the back. You know what I'm saying? It's like no BS. Um, that's one thing that I've heard across the board is that, like, after a long period of time of consuming like the whey protein, they started getting IBS. So a lot of them do start switching over to more plant-based protein. And I had many bodybuilders who came to me stating that, and I'd show them things like the Sun Warrior protein, or some type of other type of plant-based. So hopefully that answered your question as well. And then let's look at Instagram, see like if there's any other questions. Someone asked me, "Do you intermittent fast, and how often?" With the intermittent fasting, it's like this. Truthfully, I don't like using the word. Even I mean, maybe I should because it's very trending. But like, I don't really intermittent fast. I don't do like 3 day fastings and stuff like that. But I use the term, things called TRE, which is time restricted eating. Okay, and so it's pretty much intermittent fasting. So I try to get my last meal in as early as possible throughout the day. So I really aim somewhere around 5 to 7 p.m. To get my last meal in, and then I won't have my next meal until like 9 or 10. So there's like a good 12 to 13 hours where I don't have anything in my body. Now, the only reason I won't say I'm strict on intermittent fasting, because there's certain people who very very strict, and they'll say like I won't they won't do pre-workout because it might have stevia in it and ramps up your metabolism. I mean, it depends who you are, right? But like, I don't. To me, I'm like, I'm working out fasted, and um, I don't think my metabolism is getting that ramped up to a place where it's that controversial. But that's what I usually do. Okay, because I don't like working out, eating any type of foods or anything like that. Like I said, I just have my pre-workout drink, which is creatine, BCAAs, pre-workout, glutamine, and then I think I already said creatine, and I would have that, and then drink water, and then after that, once I get home, I shower, I get ready, then I have my first meal for the day, my breakfast, where it's usually like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and that's when my first meal is, and then my second meal, and it's really big, so I have a really big breakfast, and then I have a really big lunch, and then my dinner are usually small. I like keeping my dinners as small as possible. Is there nights I have larger dinners? Yes, but to be honest with you, when I do have a larger dinner, I don't feel my stomach doesn't feel the best the next day. I usually feel better when I have a very small dinner, especially if if I'm going to have, especially if it's like later at night, like at 7, or it's going near 8 or something. I prefer a smaller dinner. If not, my I don't get good sleep. My metabolism is ramped up, especially if I ate something huge, and then I feel a little bloated and gassy in the morning as well, like very very gassy in the morning. So this is why I usually try to do that. But you know, in retrospect, I guess you could say I kind of do it, but I like using the term more like time restricted eating because it's I'm restricting the time. I'm not doing all the religious rules for intermittent fasters, and I don't do any like, 1 day fast or 3 day fast. I don't do all that shit. I'm trying to build muscle, man. So it's like, what I mean. So by not eating, it's kind of productive, to be honest with you. And okay, and that's it. All right, so we're caught up with the questions. All right, so let's go into the next one. It's going to be pre-workouts. Okay, so with the pre-workout, one of my favorites is going to be this one, the N10. All right, so this is like a cherry flavor. Now, the cool thing about this pre-workout specifically is the ingredient list, because it does have a good thermogenic factor in it, and also has a good nitric oxide pump. And the caffeine is low, but you can always just add more. You know what I'm saying? Like, so because one scoop is only about 100 grams, 100 milligrams of caffeine. I'm a type of guy who likes high stim, so anything 200 milligrams and higher, that's when I'm going to feel it. So I just do 2 scoops of this, and I feel great. Now, the cool thing about this one is that you won't feel as much of a crash, because it does use a organic green coffee bean extract. So the process of the caffeine is a little bit different than regular caffeine. So it does help with the crashing and help you stay steady throughout the day, and it does have like a more natural feel, which is good. Okay, so that's why I really like this, because some I've taken some pre workouts before where it's so highly stimulated, like you feel it in your heart. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good feeling. This one just feels more natural, and you feel like the heat, like your body gets hot, and you do feel the nitric oxide pump. Like, just like when you get pumped on that, it's crazy. And it does have some effects with increasing testosterone as well. Uh, I'm trying to find where it is. It's in this RIP factor formula. So, and this is they have an actual clinical study for human studies where it says 2 scoops was able to increase 4 times in muscle size. Because I would assume from the pump, you know what I'm saying, 20% more muscle strength, 35% more muscle endurance, and then fast acting gains in muscle strength as early as 14 days, and then 21% increase in free testosterone in men. All right, so that's something that's really good. And then it also has it has something called Zynamite, which helps with the focus. So you do get some really good focus when you take it, and like I said, helps enhance thermogenesis. So that's the heat that you're going to feel from the Xanamite and the caffeine organic green coffee bean that they're using. And then they have this specific formula called S7, which actually increases your, and this is why you feel the nitric oxide pump. It increases all the way up to 228%. So like when I say you feel it, you're going to feel it. And again, like I said, it's like very steady going. The pump can last up to 3 hours. Okay, and that's from the N10. And here's a cool thing about all the Clean Machine products. Okay, that I'm talking about, and I'm going to give you all the code for that as well. Is that one of the things that Clean Machine really focuses on is the quality of their products. So again, like I said in the past, they are innovating with the ingredients. Like, they use ingredients that no one uses before. The owner, his name's Jeff Palmer. He's like a biochemist. He's the one that created all the Clean Machine products, but he's worked in the supplement industry and made supplements for other supplement industries for a very long time. So he saw what supplement companies do when it comes to the creation of products. Like, he'll create something that's really good, and then some supplement companies would for pricing, they would like tell him like, hey, can we exchange this ingredient with some artificial stuff? Can we exchange this one with some chemicals and synthetic ingredients, things like that, just to cut costs, lower the quality of the product. And because when you do that and you sell it to the consumer, then the company itself can make more profit because they can get more profit out of the product versus using high quality ingredients and getting less. So he wanted to be the opposite of that and wanted to build high quality products for people who's actually interested in sports and when it comes to sport and resistance training, and knowing that like, hey, if you're really trying to take care of yourself, why are you putting crap into your body? And this is why I said in the beginning, like, if you're taking organic, you're so focused on organic foods and getting organic seasonings and all this stuff. Even if you eat meat and you're like, oh, I get my grass fed beef and all this stuff, why are you getting like the lowest quality supplements and putting that shit in your body? You know what I'm saying? It's like the person who gets pizza and then get the diet coke on the side. It's like, what's the point? Like it's not really doing too much justice by doing that. So that's his whole ordeal with these products. Now, and then the last one I'm going to show you. Well, there's two more. One is going to be the vitamin D3. Okay. So the cool thing about this one is that now, if you're vegan, you're trying to get D3, you can't just get any D3 vitamin because some D3 vitamins, and if it's not stated vegan, usually it's from like sheepskin or something like that, or some type of animal fat. Okay. So that's what doesn't make that vegan. Okay. Now, with this one right here, this is coming from this vitamin D3 is coming from let me see uh, the ingredients is it's a mushroom for sure, so it's from mushrooms, but I'm just trying to see what else. Yeah, it's from mushrooms and also pure vitamin D3 USDA. I'm trying to see what makes it really better. Non-GMO food algae. Let me see. Yeah, so I guess it's from mushrooms and algae. I have to get back with y'all with that. Okay. But with this one, because I can't really see what it's all in here. And there's the ingredients, but I think that some of it's really made from for the capsule. But it says right here, yeah, the mushroom and yeah, I guess it's both. I guess it's both that and algae, I guess. But the cool thing about this is it is organic. Okay, that's the only thing I want to tell y'all. It is organic. I can get back with y'all more about like what it's made from and stuff like that when it comes to this. But it has superior bioavailability from what it says, and the good thing is again, it is organic. Okay, so it has about 4,000 IU's, and vitamin D is very important because it does help with hormone production. So obviously, you could go into the sun. That's going to be the best way of getting your vitamin D3. But if you're like black or have darker skin, and it's like wintertime where you're not able to get a lot of sun, or maybe you just work inside a lot, I highly recommend getting this just because when you're darker skin, you need more sun exposure versus someone that with lighter skin. That's a fact. And then second is if it's like during the winter months and you're not getting too much sun exposure, it's good to supplement with something like this. I usually do about 8,000 IU's, and I'm feeling good. And then the last one for testosterone booster is the Cell Block 80. Now this is good because this is going to really, when you take testosterone boosters, I feel this works best when you're cutting. Okay, it definitely works best when you're cutting. I think this just gives you a better edge when you're bulking, because what I've noticed is when I'm cutting and I wasn't taking Cell Block 80, um, and I'm going on an aggressive cut, my test levels do drop, especially when you're doing bodybuilding and especially when you're a natural athlete. But once I started taking this, I noticed that I was able to keep a high level of testosterone that's very high, and also at the same time, I was able to get good workouts from this as well. So what this does is that, and the reason it's called cell block is it blocks all the negative receptors in the antibiotic pathway. So it blocks like DHT, cortisol, the sex hormone binding globulin, and also estrogen. And then by doing that, it allows your body to utilize more free testosterone. And if your body is utilizing more free T, then this is going to allow you to have better results and better benefits when it comes to working out. So, that means better sex drive. You're going to have increase in muscle strength and hypertrophy, more stamina, less water retention, and be able to have in better sleep as well. So it has a lot of positive effects in it. And this is something that I take pretty much every day. I do take breaks on it from time to time, but the last break I took was literally last month. It was like I took 6 weeks off, and then I jumped back on it again, and I feel great. Okay, so it is something that I really like. It's a product that I truly believe in. I think out of all the products, like the creatine and this one and the vitamin D would probably be the best ones to take. But when it comes to the Clean Machine products, you can use my code on cleanmachineonline.com, KSTCM. So it's K as Corinne, S as Sutton, TCM like Team Clean Machine. So KSTCM, and you'll get a discount on any Clean Machine products. All right, so just remember that. Let's see if we have any more questions going on. All right, someone asked me, do you take pre-workout every day? No, I don't. I don't take pre-workout every day, just because it's not necessary. So because I know I talked about like the stack that I drink, right? Like the creatine, pre-workout BCAAs, and the glutamine. Um, so on my off days, I do the same stack just without the creatine, without the pre-workout, and I just replace the pre-workout with coffee because I don't need something too high stem, especially certain pre-workouts. Like I don't need a pump, and I don't need like extra that crazy focus, like, and I'm not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just resting. I'm just trying to stay relaxed. Only thing I need is a cup of Joe, and then I'll have the BCAAs and all that other stuff without the pre-workout, and then I'll move on with my day. And I think that's it for the questions. All right, so let's move on to the next one. All right, so the next one, and that's all the Clean Machine process takes. So that's pretty much everything I went over that I have behind me. Now, I do have another pre-workout that I like, and in this video, I'm showing you all the things. Okay, so if I'm not taking ENS 10, right? If I'm not taking the Clean Machine, the one I take, one I talk, one I just saw the question, so that's why I kind of started. But the one I take is the Ghost. All right, now this one's really good. Okay, now when it comes to like the artificial flavors and some of the uh some of the sweeteners, it's probably not the best. Like it has sucralose in it. It has like natural and artificial flavors. So it's not the best. But do I take it? Yeah, I still take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not perfect either. And again, it's about like overall consumption of everything you do. You know what I'm saying? So this is probably something when it comes to quality, it's probably not the best quality. But I'm going to tell you this: when it comes to the workout, it gets the job done. So it's like it's one of those things, right? But the thing is that with this product, and the reason I like this is because of the ingredients that they have. Like they have the L-citrulline in it, which helps with the pump. Okay, it gives you a good pump, and then it also has beta alanine in it, which the ting. Like some people don't like it, but it gives you this tingling feeling. I like that feeling, And what's happening is that your veins is dilating, your veins, your arteries, everything's dilating. So that's like the tingling feeling you have. And I personally like it because it just gives you that idea like it's working, and then the most important thing, it does have like a good focus in it. But the best thing about it is the caffeine intake. And remember, I told you like I like pre-workouts is pretty high in caffeine, and this one just in one scoop, I believe you get about Yeah, 200. It says right here, 250 milligrams. So it's a strong pre-workout. It's about like 2 cups of coffee in one shot, right? Or a double espresso and a half, maybe. So it's like when you take this, it's really good. So it's and you have to get the legend, okay? Because they do have another one called Gamer, but that the Gamer one has neurotopics in it, so it's more like for more focus in the brain and stuff. Because obviously they're playing games, But the legend, this is the one that's going to get you in the gym. You're going to go hard, pause on in the workout. So this is something that I love. All right, it's one of my best. If I really want to if it's like a good leg day, I'm feeling tired, this really wakes me up. Now, do I play around sometimes and mix the two? Like I'll maybe do like one scoop of here and maybe a half a scoop of that. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest, it's kind of hard to like tell when you're mixing. But when I just take this by itself, it's the best when I just do it. So you can play around if you want to. I feel like the Ghost pre workout's really good. Someone did ask me about the tribulus. Okay, talk about the tribulus, how you use it, and your experience. Yeah. So I do take tribulus. Okay. So the cool thing, and it's by Now Sport. All right, I'll have no code for this, but what tribulus does is that it helps with DHEA production. So it helps you produce DHEA more naturally, which helps with more testosterone production. Okay. Now, what I do is I stack it. So I'll take one of these, the Subblock 80, and then I'll take about uh, 4,000 milligrams. But how I take it is different because on this bottle for the Subblock 80, it's recommended to take 2 a day. And if you're someone who's highly active or weight over, I believe, like weighing over 200 pounds, it says somewhere in the direction somewhere, but I believe if you weigh over 200 pounds, you can take up to 3 of these. So I take 3 of the Subblock. So I'll take one Subblock and 2 tribulus, and this one particularly because if you take this one, each pill has about 1,000 milligrams, right? And to get the benefits from the tribulus, you need to take 4,000 milligrams and more. That's to really feel the effects. So if you see like testosterone boosters, because what you'll see normally is certain testosterone boosters put tribulus in there, but it's like a proprietary blend. And if it only has like 100, 200 milligrams, it's really not doing anything in your body. Like you have to take a high dosage to feel the effects. Okay, so that's why I just go ahead and just get the pills itself. All right, especially this one because with this, I'm going to show you another reason why. Because with this, the pill looks like this. It's pretty big, but it's easy to swallow, and and again, pause, but again, 1,000 milligrams for each of these. A lot of them that comes in capsule form isn't 1,000 milligrams, and sometimes if it is, they always like blend it with something like with some type of caffeine or something in there. It's not pure. Okay, so and this is the only one that I saw that's pure, and it's 1,000 milligrams for each pill versus like capsules or something like that. Maybe it's lower milligrams, and again, if you're trying to get up to 4,000 milligrams, you don't want to get smaller capsules that's 500 milligrams because now you're taking double of that. And it's just, and I know for me, like when you like pill popping, it's sometimes just so much. You don't want to be, you just don't. I don't know. It's just a feeling. It's a personal thing for me. I don't want to be popping in a bunch of shit in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do. I stack it. So I'll take 2 of these in the morning and stack it with the Subblock 80, and then I have and I eat it with food because you want to eat it with food so it has the proper digestion. And then after that, for lunch, I'll have another one. So I'll have this one like at 2 or something like that, or 1:30. And then after that, I'll have another one in cell block with 2 pills of tribulus in the evening, like maybe like at 4 or 5 when I have my last meal. And then I do it like that. And I used to take it before the workout, because I know the owner Jeff Palmer, he said like if you take it before your workout, um, you can feel a better pump, which you do. But what I've noticed is because it has something called in here called stinging nettle. Um, what I've noticed because of stinging nettle, I used to my stomach used to hurt through the workouts, and some people are sensitive to it, some people aren't. I realized I was sensitive to it, and so like, and I was doing it for a long time too. That's the bad thing too. Like, I did it for a long period of time, and I would just drink water and just try and ignore it and keep pushing myself until I ate and rested and then it felt better. But then I just started doing like what you're really supposed to do, where it's like you eat it with food, and the stomach issues went away. So you know, after killing myself for a long period of time, that's why I just tell people, even my students, like it's not worth the extra pump in the gym. Just eat it with food and you feel better. And it's you know what I'm saying, it's not worth it. So but you could try it, you know, see if you are one of those individuals. You know what I mean? You could try. Let's see if there's any more questions. Someone asked, "Do you ever take electrolytes?" Um, yes, I do take electrolytes, but when I take the electrolytes, it's really when I'm cutting. When I'm cutting, that's when I take electrolytes, not when I'm bulking. Because when I'm bulking, I'm getting more than enough sodium from the foods. Okay. When I'm cutting, that's when I need more sodium. All right. And when you're cutting, you're not getting a lot of glycogen in your body. There's a lot of things going on when you're cutting. But that's when I usually take electrolytes. And the electrolytes that I take is the one from Some Warrior. I think it's called Active Hydration. So I take that one, and then I also take another one called from Ultima. I use that one as well, which I could actually show y'all. All right, so I'm back. All right, so this is it right here, the Ultima. So I take this one. And when I was cutting for my last shell, this plays such a biggest role in energy and hydration. Um, and that got me through a lot of times I felt super low in energy and stuff like that. Taking a bunch of electrolytes really help when you stay energized throughout the day. And then, this is something that if I when I start my cutting again, this is something that I will mess with again. Start messing with is the real salt. So I want to start messing with this if I when I start cutting again. The real salt is supposed to be like natural salt from the U.S. and it has all the minerals for electrolyte. When if you want to make your water like have more electrolytes in it, so and you just put like I think literally just like a a quarter teaspoon in there, and you're pretty much good to go when it comes to that. Or you can sprinkle it in your food. But I was going to mess with that once I started cutting again, which it's not going to be anytime soon. Okay, I gave myself a whole year, and we're only in February, so like we have some time to go. But that hopefully that answered your question. Someone also asked, "Yo, this is my first day playing sports, coming back from being sick, and I can't feel my legs while running. I'm in pain. So, do you know anything for me to do?" Um, I mean, if you were sick and then now you're you can't feel your legs while running. I don't know, man. I think you should, to be honest with you, I think you need to see a doctor or something like that. To be honest with you, really haven't heard anything like that. Just from someone just get coming back from getting sick and then they can't feel their legs while running, and then they're also in pain. I, to be honest with you, man, I would just go to a doctor, see what's up, um, and see where that's coming from. But I can't answer that question for you. I think you have to go to a medical professional. And then someone else also talked about Adrian's like, can you talk about your bulking calories, maintenance, and cutting calories. Yeah, so right now I'm bulking and I'm doing about 2,900 calories right now. And and doing it on a plant-based diet is pretty difficult because when you're eating a bunch of whole foods, uh, plant-based foods is high in volume and low calories. So like sweet potatoes, rice, beans, like it's a lot of food. So it's very difficult trying to get a lot of food in, and it's one of the reasons why I incorporated like cereals, and I'm doing like Raisin Bran, or not like the actual Raisin Bran. I get like the organic version from like Whole Foods or whatever that has like more organic ingredients, and it's literally like just two ingredients, just brands and raisin. Um, or like brown rice crisps from Whole Foods or something like that, or granola. That's why I'm doing the pancakes, and adding a little bit more oil to my foods, adding a little bit, making the pancakes and adding syrup. Anything to really get more calories up. Um, small little things. Even eating more bread. I'm doing like, if like today I had two bagels, right, with some vegan cream cheese, some jelly on there. Anything to get the calories up, because I don't want majority of my food to be calorically dense and just processed junk. But I'm trying to find that balance where, okay, I can get enough whole foods into my diet where I get a lot of vitamins and minerals, but also I have to think about the calories as well, and what foods are calorie dense, but not too unhealthy, right? Like it's not that bad. It's still healthy, but it's not as bad like eating a cookie. So I do things like that. So right now the calories for bulking is at 2,900. I keep telling myself I want to bring it up to 3,000. It's just that at the 2,900 calorie, I'm literally like full. Like I'm so full, and I'm just waiting until like that feeling goes away, because like eating the big breakfast and eating a big lunch, I mean, truthfully, like by dinner time, like I'm like, and this is what I've been doing lately, is like by dinner time I just have two sandwiches, yeah, because my breakfast and my lunch is so big. I don't even technically need the sandwiches, but I just have it because it's just so I can hit those calories, and that's it. So I'm waiting until like I feel good enough until I can bring it up again. So it's not like a rush to eat more food. Like I need to wait till my body can get more accustomed to that calorie intake, and then once it does, then I'll slowly move it up again. Um, Now for maintenance, um, I guess I guess right now where it's at is the maintenance, because I haven't moved it. I haven't moved it from 2,900 calories for, I want to say, maybe the last 8 to 12 weeks. So I guess this would be the maintenance right now, because it is bulking, but I don't have like a maintenance where I'm just satisfied and I'm just maintaining a physique. I've never had a maintenance, just because I'm always, it's either I'm cutting or I'm building. That's it. There's no maintaining. So but that's the only way I can really answer the maintenance goal, is like maybe right now will be maintenance, because it's as high as I can go at the moment, but it's not something that I'm trying to maintain, because the goal is to continue to bulk. And then for cutting is whatever, because it varies, because when you're cutting, it could I'll just start dropping calories slowly, and every time I've done shows, I mean, the lowest I've gotten my calories for cuts was like down to 1300s, so it's relative, and it's not something that I recommend for everybody to do, because it depends on the goals, and everyone's going to be different. You know what I mean? But I have brought them down calories down to 1300, where to some people they might feel like that's very low, but it depends on it depends on your goals, and it depends how you build that meal plan to make it low or make it unhealthy, things like that. Now, the place where I feel And I'm gonna be honest with you, the place I feel more comfortable with the cut, like for someone like me, is going to be like 1,500, like 15 to 1,700 calories. I feel better with that cut. 1,300 is tough with the cut, but when I've done the 1,300 cuts, I've looked the best. See what I'm saying? Like it's like, and that's because I'm doing shows and stuff, and like, but I look the best at the 1,300 calorie cuts. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I could say is that, and truthfully, I can do cuts better than the bulk. I feel cuts is easy because like naturally, like every day I don't particularly need a lot. Like I don't desire to eat a lot of food, and I'm very accustomed to carb cycling. So I mean, if we talk about maintenance, like let's say like I don't have any desire, I just want to kind of like maintain a particular physique. um, a carb cycle will be probably better for me because Monday through Friday is when I usually in the office working, right? So because of that, I'm not really that hungry. So I can do like low calories Monday through Friday. And then because of the carb cycle, have like a refeed on Saturday and Sundays because Saturdays and Sundays is when I'm mostly, I mean, Saturdays I still work, but I'm more out and about. And Sundays is when I'm hanging out with friends and family and my girlfriend. So those days are usually the days I don't mind having extra food and doing like a refeed, like having more calories. Like so, if I was doing like let's say 1,500 calories Monday to Friday, I could easily do that, and then Saturday and Sunday maybe do like 2,500 calories on those 2 days. Yeah, and then go right back into 1,500. I think I could do that for a very long time because that's something I personally did. Um, during because there was no shows or anything going on. I just kind of wanted to be lean and cut, but not like super strict with the diet. And it might sound a little weird when I say this, but when I did that, I that's what I did. I was very strict on the cut days, like Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, depending how I felt. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, I would have refeeds and I would have like higher calories on those days. So that's what I usually did. So hopefully that answered your question. And let's see if there's anyone else. No, that's it. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and go over. I think there's only two more supplements that I have. So this is the glutamine that I talked about for now sport. So to make a long story short, with glutamine, all this does it actually helps with digestion, helps with your immune system, and it also helps with nitric oxide production. So it's going to give you more of the pump, and that's why I take this. And I do about two big scoops of that, and then the last one, all right, the last one is going to be this one right here, the Live Vegan Protein. All right. So I like this as well when it comes to protein powders, just because um, it's easy to cook and they have a lot more flavors. With the Sun Warrior, which I love, um, it is organic and it has like the Sun Warrior is organic and it's non-GMO. So from a wellness standpoint, it's better. It's the best one, and it tastes good. But sometimes I just want different flavors too, because the only ones that they have on their organic active protein line, is just vanilla and chocolate. Um, I think that's the only two they have. Maybe they might have one more. Maybe I think they might have a banana, but I'm not for sure. I think it's just chocolate and vanilla. But with the Live Vegan Protein or Live Body line and their vegan line, they have like chocolate, vanilla, cookies and cream. This one's like peanut butter and jelly. So they do have different flavors, which I like. Um, they do have like it's non-GMO and it has an organic blend. So it has organic ingredients in it, but not everything is 100% organic from what it looks like. And if it is, because I'm just kind of powering through this, but if it is, they definitely don't have a label. Okay. But but it does have organic ingredients in it, and that's why I take this as well. So it's just one of those things too, where it's like, when it comes to diversity of foods, like I try to get the next best thing. It's not about being perfect. It's just trying to do the best you can and what fits in your lifestyle. You know what I mean? But I do have a special link for that if y'all want it. And I could give you all that for discounts for Live Body supplements as well. But let me go ahead and answer just a few more questions. Okay. So we're already going a little bit over time. We've been on live for an hour and 10 minutes, but someone says, what company website you recommend for testosterone level tests and full blood panel tests? Man, I would give you a company, but the company I went to, they screwed up my shit, and I ended up and that's a whole nother topic. But for full testosterone level, I mean, you could go to your primary doctor. That's what I did. I went to my primary to get my full testosterone test, like to test everything. Um, Now there is one place that I know which is also good too, but they're not going to give you a full reading. They're just going to give you your test levels, and that's like Quest Diagnostic. All right. Um, because they do have home lab kits and stuff like that, but that and the company I use, which was a home lab kit, it wasn't good, man. And then even when I talked to my doctor and I showed him everything, that's when they retested all my levels, and then everything came back even better. So I highly recommend just going to your primary and just make a special request. Yeah, and say like, how much will it cost to do it here? And if you have insurance, more likely they could cover it. You know what I'm saying? And just say like you're curious, you really want to know, and that's it. And then more likely they can do it because that's all I did, and they were happily able to do it for me, and they gave me my full testosterone reading. But from my doctor, he told me, and this I'm telling you exactly what through my experience, my doctor told me that like these home kits are not the best. He literally said that. He's like, if you're going to do something, test it in the hospital. Don't do it yourself. Just go to the hospital and let the professionals do it for you. So that's what I did. So like I said, Quest Diagnostic, but again, they're not going to give you a full reading because there is other things that they do check, like sexual binding globulin, prolactin, estrogen, free testosterone, all those things. Or you can just go to your primary, or I mean, I don't know if this is the best advice. You could go to like a HRT clinic and get it tested, but the only problem with the HRT clinic is that they have an alternative motive to sell. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only problem with that. So I do highly so if you go there, you could get tested, and they more likely they'll charge you. It's not going to be that expensive. Maybe like $100, maybe 200, maybe 200 max. It shouldn't be no more than that. But remember, when they start reading your levels back, they do have an incentive. So that's the only problem about going into a HRT clinic or a TRT place is like they'll do it. They could definitely do it, but they do have an incentive. So that's the only thing I would be a little aware of, and just make sure. Then just listening to them, maybe just take the results and try to get like a second opinion from your doctor or from another hormone specialist that's not affiliated to anything to sell you anything, if that makes sense. Okay. Um, Now let's see. I have more questions. All right, answer one more. What do you recommend for creatine monohydrate brand? Um, all right, so the monohydrate brand is going to be this one right here. This is the one from Sun Warrior, and that's the one I take right here, the active creatine. And again, like if y'all want the link to get the discount for that, just DM me on my Instagram, and I'll send you the link. Just go on my Instagram. It's at Corinne Sutton. Go there. I'll send you the link. You get 15% off on all Sunward products or any of the products that I've shown today. I have discount codes for them. except the Now Sport and the Ghost. I don't have discounts for that. But I do have discounts for Sun Warrior, the Live Body, and also Clean Machine. So whatever y'all need and you want to take advantage of that, just hit me up, DM me on Instagram. I'll send you that code. Um, and then someone asks, I have to answer this one. Someone asks, "Are you ever going to try meat again?" Um, the only meat I would actually try again is going to be the lab grown meat. So that's the meat it's called clean meat. So this is like the real lab meat, because some people think Impossible and Beyond is lab meat. Not that's just processed meat. The real lab meat is the one that, and it's called clean meat. This is one they take like the cell of the chicken and then they replicate the cell into an actual like meat. So it's real meat that's not made from it's made from the animal, but it's there was no killing process. It was actually literally genetically engineered. That would be something I would try. I would try it, but I don't think even if it came out, because I know some places actually sell this stuff. It's not like popular right now, but I have seen someone who were vegan who actually tried this. It was a chicken that they got at this restaurant where it was what, like, it was somewhere in New York. It was a place that they were selling this lab chicken, like, seriously, like, and y'all might be even thinking like this is not real. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's real. A chicken that was genetically modified, like they genetically grown the meat, like in a pastry dish, man. And this one restaurant was selling it, and this lady tried it and she liked it. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's something I might try just to see what's the hype about, see how close it is to the real thing. But like, do I think it would be something that I would do religiously? I mean, at this moment, I don't think so. I would try it, but I don't think it was something I would do religiously, just because it, even if it was lab grown and knowing there was no animal actually killed in the process for this particular meat. It's just that I've been vegan for so long, and the reasons of why I went vegan is it's just like I don't really crave the texture of like the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's I wouldn't really say like I would try like meat again. And if it did, it'd just be that. But like real meat, no, because I've eaten it for 24, 25 years, so it's nothing that I have. It's something that I've done for a long time that I'm not really missing. You know what I'm saying? I've grown up eating it, so it's nothing that I really miss. Versus like being more plant based is something that I enjoy, and I actually enjoy how I look, how I feel, how I digest food, like, and then all the knowledge I accumulated throughout time. It's just that knowing that it's kind of hard to go back, and even knowing like the process of what those animals go through is kind of that's something why it's like that's one of the main reasons why it's hard to do it, because it's just like, yeah, I don't crave it, but it's just like when I look at meat, it's I look at it as I don't look at it as food. I look at it as body parts. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's just my opinion, and that's how I actually operate. So it's something that I can't just easily go back to. But that's why I'm more open to try the clean meat or the lab meat, like the real clean or lab meat. I'm willing to do that because I know there was no animals really involved in the process of making that. Okay. Um, and that's it. Okay, I think that is all the questions. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I hope everyone liked this video, and sorry for earlier before, because I know I tried getting on the live before and everything just blacked out, and that's because my power went out. So because of that, that's why I'm here now making it up. But with that said, hopefully this video was good, and I'll talk to y'all next week. All right, peace.